So GM and welcome back to the channel. In this video, taking a look at the ZK narrative. It is March the 1st and we have the ZK EVM from Polygon this month. So narratives back in full play here. We're starting to see a little bit of momentum in this sector here. We're going to first start off with BTC, however. So if you enjoy the content today, make sure you subscribe to the channel. So starting off here on the Bitcoin monthly chart. Yesterday, we closed the candle body just inside the resistance. So around 23,200, 300 bucks, somewhere in there. It wasn't able to break out on the monthly. And if you can see from that, it's a spinning top candle, which indicates indecision in the markets. Now, you didn't need to be a genius to work that one out. Neither buyers nor sellers at this current price range really taking hold of it. We have been ranging here for quite a few weeks, roughly 5 at this point. Bitcoin price action, 23,700 today, so a little bit of a tick up from the monthly close just last night. But what I did want to focus on here was the halvings. So as you can see from the blue vertical line, halving 3 back in May 2020, and now we have the golden line just 13 to 14 months away, depending on how quick the Bitcoin blocks come in. We have the next halving. April 2024 is the current timeline. So just 13 more of these monthly candles are going to be printed before we get to here. And typically what we see, and what I highly expect we see again, is a stairway to heaven after we have the Bitcoin halving. So this more of an indication, time to prepare. We have just over 1 year to really get our things in order, crypto portfolios, everything going into the halving of 2024. It's going to be a big period in the market, and it is edging ever closer. So of course we do obviously consume things on such a micro content at this moment in time, you know, looking maybe at 15-minute charts, hourly charts, etc. But the bigger picture is there. Just stay solvent into 2024 and then the fireworks really will begin. So tight stop losses, protecting the capital wherever possible, and trying to increase the overall cash stack as you want to be able to survive into the 2024 bull market. So that is pretty much it on the BTC analysis side. Let's jump into zero knowledge. So here we have it, the Holy Grail ZK EVM, the first of its kind, coming from the team over at Polygon Matic, mainnet 27th of March. This is a big month. We have both the Shanghai upgrade on ETH mainnet and also this for layer 2 scalability, ZK EVM, and a load of the ZK protocols really picking up off the back of this. So 27 more days until this goes live. They put together a little poster card here of what this means. So take a little look for that in your own time. But essentially, this is going to be major L2 scaling. dApp's going to be able to onboard into the ZK EVM and have orders of magnitude quicker transactions and cheaper transactions as well. So this just opens up a market for microtransactions, very small total value things. So I think this just opens up the potentiality for a lot more. So imagine you have digital identity as just one use case here. You can't really put millions of people on chain into, say, an NFT on ETH mainnet. You can't really do it on Polygon either at this moment in time, as it's a few cents to transact. But if those come to like tenths or even hundreds of 1 cent, then it becomes a lot more cost effective to do these kind of wide scale mass transactions, and you just open up a whole host of new functionalities on the chain. So I'm excited to see what is actually onboarded onto this from the get-go. And we do have ETH Denver taking place right now. We have the Polygon team speaking. We have a load of these other teams. We're going to go through a few coins here actually speaking at ETH Denver as well. So this just seems to be ripe for a bullish catalyst for the ZK tokens going into this event on the 27th off the back of ETH Denver. Here are the ones that I have highlighted and asterisked on my CoinGecko portfolio. The ones we're going to have a little look at chart-wise are going to be Matic, the Polygon token, Loopring, Mute, and ZK Tsunami, which is a very low cap one for degens. So starting off with Matic here, one thing to note, this has been fudded to death over the previous weeks. If you've been active on Twitter, you would have seen Matic, people talking about the fact they've laid off like 20% of staff. They have no runway. They just burning through money like wildfire. Lots of negative things said about Matic. Maybe some large players have actually been playing some games here, trying to flood it to death, get their shorts filled and make profit. This essentially has seen Matic come down from roughly $1.55 down to this range around the 120 region, and then kind of getting a bit of a resistance flip support here, currently holding at 125. And from the vertical line there, you can see this is March 27th, the ZK EVM goes live. So it'd be nice to see it really hold this line here and maybe start to pump into this kind of mainnet launch there. Maybe we get a double top and a retrace, or potentially a breakout into this. But I can't see a really good reason as to why Matic wouldn't get some form of a pump going into ZK EVM, even if it is a sell the news event, as typically major events in crypto are. So as we know, if Matic performs well, the rest of the ZK coins also will. So the next one to pull up is Loopring here. So this one's had a lot of underperformance over the last couple of weeks as Matic was being flooded. A load of these also started to fall away. This one went as high as around 48, 49 cents. There's a few like wicks above, but nothing notable there. But it has retraced quite a lot, a little bit more than I actually expected. It went down to 34 cents on Binance, now back up to 36 cents. But if it were to recover the 48 cents region here, then we do have a nice 32-33% gain on our hands. Things of note coming up here. So back in December, the Loopring Earn vote took place. So add LRC staking to Loopring Earn. Essentially, this means 45% of the protocol fee distributions will go to LRC stakers. So this will give long-term holders a chance to start staking their LRC tokens to receive some protocol-based revenues. And in general, as we see, staking typically is a good price catalyst as a lot of circulating tokens get deposited into the contract, and thus there are less freely available on the market. And so, you know, scarcity, supply versus demand, number go up. Typically, that is scheduled for Q1, so this is the last month for that to actually be enabled. Over on their Twitter, they have a few announcements here with NFT programs and also a gaming protocol as well here to bring immersive Web3 games to the Loopring L2. So some exciting things on the cards there. They are also based in China, so if the China narrative is still alive and kicking, there's a few key points to think about with the LRC token there. Next up is Mute.io. So this is the chart. This one is very volatile. It is traded solely on chain, so you don't really get to apply your stop losses. You don't really get as sophisticated of trader, I guess, trading this token. And so you see these massive drawdowns here from $1.60 all the way to the low here at around 85 cents. That's almost a 50% retrace from the highs, but now it's kind of found support here at around this region. Previous resistance flipped to support, held as support twice here. So a nice double bottom has formed here around the low to mid 90-cent region. I have taken a stab at this and do expect we see a nice upward momentum here for the ZK season for the rest of the month. $1.20 is still a 26% move away, and up to the highs, we're talking about a 60 to 65% move there. So Mute has a couple things to be mindful of here. It is the ZK Rollup DeFi platform. I know a lot of people are bullish on this one. It's currently having a ZK Sync public testnet for its AMM, which also includes a farming platform, IDO, and of course you can do the bonds, which I talked about previously. So if you wanted to get discounted Mute tokens, you could actually bond some LP and get a 10% discount on the Mute token. See previous video for that. I'll leave it just above here. But the fact that this is on testnet on ZK Sync, there could be a potentiality, if you read through this article, for some airdrop. That is not confirmed, but there is a potentiality in this. So later today, I was going to go through this article more thoroughly, start playing around with the testnet, and if I find anything of real interest, bring it back to the channel. Here is the dApp UI. It looks pretty damn sexy, to be honest with you. Wallet, swap, pool, the amplifier, the bonds, and the DAO. So if you were to stake the tokens, you get amplifier boosted rewards. This is the participation over on the testnet. $9.8 million worth of tokens on testnet have been staked. This is not obviously on mainnet, but you can see a lot of participation on that testnet functionality there. So mainnet for this one looking more likely as Q2. So catalysts on the way for Mute as well. Very interesting project. A DeFi suite on ZK Sync. Then the last one I wanted to quickly cover was the most degen play out there. What I've been doing with my strategies in terms of narrative investing or other, I typically go for a very low cap as well. Obviously allocate a smaller amount to that kind of trade, higher risk, higher potential rewards, but of course your investment could go to zero. So in no ways endorsing this, but showing one called ZKT, which is ZK Tsunami. It's only been out for like just over 1 month here. And this one had consolidation in this kind of range, 15 to 25 cents. It then exploded upwards. Consolidation in this kind of range, the 30s to 50-cent region, exploded upwards, and now $1 to around 70 cents. It has consolidated yet again. And so I'm thinking we could see another leg on this bad boy. The current market cap is $3.6 million only. There's 5 million tokens in totality. This is the interface here. The actual beta is not yet live. I believe they're going to be releasing something by the end of this week. And essentially what it will be, first and foremost, is a coin mixing service using ZK snarks. You will need to use the ZKT token to cover your fees for mixing tokens. There will be a DAO for votes and staking rewards as well. We haven't seen too much in terms of the development overall, but they did post this on Twitter. This kind of Windows 98 retro theme they've been going for, allowing you to deposit funds and then withdraw them securely to a new wallet utilizing the ZK stack. I've seen quite a few whales actually get involved with this one over on Etherscan, and so decided to dip my toe in this one. It would be the highest risk of all of them, as there is not enough history to really go off. So major warnings on this one. This is very degen. Do not risk more than you can afford to lose on this one. And if you're more risk averse, you go for some of the bigger plays, Matic, Loopring, etc. So the 27th of March, we have the first ZK EVM in live production coming from the Polygon Matic team. This should provide a bullish catalyst in this month for these tokens listed. We'll see how this develops. Of course, none of this is financial advice, just showing you how I'm positioning myself in the market right about now. If you enjoyed this one, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Drop me a comment down below. Would love to hear your thoughts on this narrative as well. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.